What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are doing well today. And I thought we would talk about how confusing the Fortnite OG storyline is right now and how confusing it will continue to be. But first, tell me in the comments, is my new mic good or is it bad? Otherwise, like and subscribe in this video. And speaking of subscribing, thank you guys for 57 subscribers. I know that's not a lot, but to me, that means something. So thank you guys. I'm really grateful. And let's keep it up. Let's get into the video. First, I want to start about talking about the 7, okay? Right now, the only member of the 7 whereabouts that we know is the Visitor. We know that he just went through the Sideways Rift because we saw it in the Rocket event. And he also has his memories intact. We know this due to the quest he gives us in Season 4 OG. And we don't know where he went. He could have went to the Ice Moon if OG is in the same, like, alternate reality or whatever and not time travel. We also know that the Paradigm is most likely alive, considering she was seen at the end of the Chapter 4 cinematic trailer, but she hasn't been seen or even mentioned since. There is a skin that was leaked that looks like a member of the 7, but there is no telling if it is the Order or the Paradigm. It could be the Order because it is red, like the Order's armor. And it looks very evil, like it has horns and stuff, like members from the last reality themselves. I personally think that it's not Paradigm. I think it is the Order because Paradigm is in hiding, in my opinion. I just think she hasn't been around. The Foundation, he was also taken by the last reality as far as we know. We know that his helmet just showed up by a statue, but we can infer that he was also taken by the last reality, along with the scientists in the order as of right now. The Imagined is dead, even though she shows up in the Vibin cinematic trailer, but that could be because in the comic books there is a lot of inconsistencies, so the comics they might not be fully canon. We don't really know. I guess we'll see if she comes back or not. In Fortnite, no one really stays dead, so I guess we'll see. But yeah, the 7 are supposedly returning according to a leak, but I'm pretty sure that leak got debunked. But I guess we'll see what happens in the next few months or so. The cube is returned to Fortnite, but this time it is different than before. This time it's red instead of purple, and now it doesn't hurt you when it shoots lightning at you. Instead, it sends you through a rift that is now red. The cube also gives you a really fast chilly effect instead of the low gravity it gave us in OG. It also now heals you instead of hurting you. Something to also point out is that the cube is the same color as the portals from the Dark Presence in the Chapter 6 map. But the cube itself, its origin is the last reality. So maybe this could mean there is a connection between the two. The bugs that we have in this current season could also be from the last reality. It wouldn't be the first time we see an entire alien species enslaved by them. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Okay, does OG take place in the past? Now, it is still unclear whether or not OG takes place in a different reality or if it takes place completely in the past. It could be in the past since there are hints from the bunkers that have Morse code that reads something is wrong. Maybe this is OG in the past and the changes that are happening in OG are rippling to the future. It could also explain why we see the Visitor on the OG map and not with the last reality, but that also makes no sense because he remembers, he knows that he's going through these events again from Chapter 1. Unless the Visitor that we see in OG currently is from Chapter 3 and he escaped the last reality, maybe traveled back in time to prevent the demise of the 7 from being captured in Chapter 3. And that's why events are being played differently than before. Because that's the whole plan, to change enough things that happen in the past to maybe divert the 7 from ever being captured in the first place. If the 0 point shows up again and it's not missing any 0 point shards, that could also give us the answer whether or not OG is in the past and not another reality. OG being set in the past could and could not be set in another reality. If it is set in another reality, that is going to be very confusing, and that's where we start talking about my next topic. Does OG take place in an alternate reality instead of time travel. Now, if OG takes place in another reality and some things are playing out the same while other things are different, then that can make things really confusing. For one, we can see that the Imagined Order somewhat still exists on the Chapter 1 island. We can see this from their trucks on the map, along with some of the bunkers being in the game. We know that the Imagined Order faction was disbanded after the collision event, but there is one theory I have. In the Zero War comics, we see that Geno somehow manages to survive after being scattered through different dimensions from the Zero Point. Maybe after he survived, he healed from the Zero War comics. Maybe that's what he's been doing for the last 3 years. Maybe he built up the Imagined Order. He built it back up, and now he's monitoring the Chapter 1 island. But that makes no sense. Why just monitor the Chapter 1 map when the Chapter 6 map has a Zero shard on it? That makes no sense whatsoever. If you think that's confusing, just wait. Just wait. You've seen nothing yet. We know that we're going back to Chapter 2 at the end of Season X due to leaks we've gotten. If OG currently takes place in an alternate reality and does not involve time travel, how do we get to Chapter 2 Season 2? Midas, our Midas, from the original Chapter 2 device event, along with the rest of his crew like Brutus, Meowsicles, all of them, they're on the Chapter 6 map right now. So if we go back to Chapter 2 OG, is it going to be a different character? Is it going to be a different snapshot of Midas? We do not know. The same thing with Jones. We have been with since the original Chapter 2 device event as well. We see him in his office. He's with us on the Chapter 6 map right now and entirely abandoned the Imagined Order. If we are replaying the events that have happened throughout Battle Royale, what happens in the device event? Midas is not there. Jones is not there. Is it just going to be new characters? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Are you guys even more confused now? Huh? Guess what? There's a lot more. Let's go back to Nexus War with the Marvel season in Chapter 2, Season 4. Galactus in Chapter 5 is dead. Doctor Doom killed him. We see his helmet on the side of the map in Chapter 5 in the water. So unless this is time travel, there is no way he can devour the Chapter 2 map if he's dead. When we revisit Nexus War, is it going to be Kang the Conqueror? Is it going to be Doctor Doom again? I don't know. Then we get to Season 5 and Season 6. Jones will be on the Chapter 7 map by then. He can't be in Chapter 2, which means he won't be able to bring like other characters, collab characters like Kratos, Master Chief. He will not be able to bring them to Chapter 2 since he's on Chapter 7. Then who brings all those characters to the island then? It can't be Sloane since she's abandoned the Imagined Order to help us. She can't help us. She abandoned the Imagined Order. We see this in Chapter 4, Season 3. Which also means she will not be able to help us with the Chimera when they come invade the map in Season 7, Chapter 2. So then, does that mean the Chimera just succeed with their mission then? I guess so. Also in Season 6, there is no Foundation to save us this time from the Zero Point from being destabilized because he's been taken from the last reality. And no Foundation means no rest of the 7. And then that means the last reality invades the Chapter 2 island and it does not get flipped. So unless this is time travel and we are changing events one at a time, this makes absolutely no sense. So either time travel or it's an alternate reality and the events of Chapter 2 are going to be completely different with different outcomes, and we just see a completely like drift in the timeline. It's the only solution that makes sense to me if OG is in a different reality. See? I know you're super confused now. Your brain is probably trying to make sense of what I just told you, but it can't because there's no easy answer on what or when OG is unless it's full time travel. I really wanted to talk about this because of how confusing all of this is. But now I want to know what your guys' thoughts are, so let me know in the comments. I enjoyed making this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. Anyways, I'm out of time for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, please like and sub. With that being said, I hope you guys have a very good day. I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.